cat runs outside his house every morning to greet his favorite neighbor. A man named Dan and his wife were out walking around the neighborhood they had just moved into one afternoon when an orange cat suddenly came wandering up to them. He was incredibly friendly and approached the couple without any fear or hesitation. At that point, they had no idea whose cat he was or where he had come from and had no way of knowing just how often they would end up seeing him in the years to come. He demanded our attention and didn't want us to leave until he was finished cheek marking and receiving well-deserved pets. Dan, who asked that his last name not be included, told the dodo. He was clearly well cared for and just the friendliest, sweetest cat you could meet. The couple soon learned that the cat's name was Bosco and he belonged to a family who lived in the neighborhood. Since Bosco was so social and curious, his family had installed a cat to greet all of his neighbors whenever he felt like it. Dan works very close to home and started seeing Bosco nearly every day as he walked to work. 2 years later, Bosco still runs out of his house or yard to greet his favorite neighbor almost every time he passes by. On days that the weather is nice, I see him every morning, Dan said. I also walk home on my lunch break and will typically see him resting on his neighbor's front porch. If I call his name, he wakes up and comes to see me immediately. Then on my way home sometimes he's out there waiting in the flower garden. Every time Dan passes by Bosco's house, Bosco immediately comes running over to him and demands as much love and affection as Dan has time for before he has to run off to work. Dan now looks forward to seeing Bosco every day and always misses their time together when it's too cold or rainy for Bosco to come outside. Down the street from Bosco's family, and Dan loves being Bosco's favorite neighbor, at least until Bosco finds more neighbors to greet and hang out with. He loves everyone, so I'm surely not the only person who stops to pet him, Dan said. I think he knows when to come out to maximize the number of pets he receives.